Hey guys, if you're wondering if you should switch to Suboxone, go for it. I was on methadone for 2.5 years, and now I've been on Suboxone for about 2.5 months, and it was surprisingly easy. And I have 3 times the energy and 3 times the time because I don't have to go to a clinic anymore and I'm not sleeping and all that good stuff. Yes, you have to go into withdrawals. They suggest you go 3 days. I went 5, and yes, it was a little brutal, a little traumatic, but easy. It was really easy because the second you get the medicine, you're good. You're more than good, honestly. Like it gave me so much energy, and but there's a couple things you should probably consider. Like ask yourself why do you want to switch? Um, if you're really attached to the feeling you get from methadone, you're gonna have to think about that and consider that. If you're using methadone for pain relief and it's working, think about that and consider that. Because of course most of us start opiates because we're in pain, and my back pain used to be a lot worse than it is now, and so I was ready to give it up. And I was very detached from the feeling. I hated it. I hate feeling doped up and sleepy. That used to be my goal. So, um, let's see what else. Okay, the first week was easier than the second week, honestly. Like the only thing that I experienced the first few days was a little bit of restless leg, and it was mostly just in like my calves. It was kind of weird, but not a big deal. The second week, I felt for a couple days like I was clenching my jaw, and that went away. Um, my back pain got kind of bad on the third week, but I don't think that has anything to do with not having methadone. I think it has to do with the fact that I had a bad tooth, and literally the second I got that tooth pulled, my back pain went away, which is pretty cool. So here I am. I'm on Suboxone. Well, they switched me from methadone to Subutex to Suboxone, and they said that it's just an easier transition because methadone stays in your system for so long. Whatever. It worked. It worked. And switching from Subutex to Suboxone, I was nervous about that because I had a lot of people warn me, oh, it's not the same, or oh, you might get headaches, whatever. I didn't feel any different at all. It's just a different form. The naloxone does not have any side effects at all, and neither does it detract from the benefits. What else? So honestly, at this point, I'm frustrated with the clinic that I'm getting my Suboxone from because they are supposed to be making my life easier. And I told them right away that one of the big reasons I was making the switch was so that I could get a job. It's really difficult to get a job when you have to go to a clinic and you don't know how long it's going to take, or the classes that you have to go to, and the holds that they put on you, and the lines that are long, and the computers that shut down, and all these things that happen. So I honestly didn't even consider getting a real job until I was done with that place. So the second I got out, the second I got on Suboxone, I got a job like a week later. And they know this. They knew exactly when I was starting, and it's weird because the second, I told them, hey, I finally got a full-time job, they changed my appointments to be more frequent and more sporadic. So I missed my first appointment after I started my job, and now they're saying I'm non-compliant, and they want to reevaluate my whole plan. And yes, this pissed me off, and I think that because I showed how aggravated I was, they think, oh no, something, she's not stable. Gosh, I hate these treatment clinics. Like, I understand treatment is the foundation, or your recovery, your sobriety. Let me say, sobriety is the foundation of everything that you can put together in your life. The second you start getting high, all that's going to fall apart. Anyway, but my recovery is not my medicine. My recovery is not that clinic. My recovery is my life, everything that I do. And the way that I see myself right now is I'm no longer an addict. I'm physically dependent on Suboxone. I am no longer an addict. I no longer have the cravings, the lifestyle, none of it. It's all gone. I am a completely different person. And I'm not carrying that with me. I'm not putting on that addict coat. No. So that's where I'm at. I actually wasn't able to get my prescription refilled because I missed my appointment and the doctor's gone for 3 days and yada yada. And I let them know that I was frustrated because I really thought that they were going to work with me getting a job and support that, and they haven't. I don't really like my counselor. I think she doesn't even know who I am half the time when I call her. So that's where I'm at. But what I have is I have a few strips of Suboxone, and I'm thinking, why can't I just taper myself? From everything that I've read, you like cut it in half and do that for about four days. Cut it in half again. Do that for like 4 days. And then you start going slower and for longer. But you can make those big first 2 chunks and stretch it out for like 2 months. 2 months is what I'm thinking. Like I kind of wrote down this little plan where you're literally just cutting that thing into not only 1 milligrams, but like cutting that 1 milligram in half and then cutting that in half. And I think with the few strips that I have, I could probably wean myself off. And I'm at that point, like I am so sick of these clinics and how they treat you like you have no choice. Like, guess what? I can fire you too. You're not the only Suboxone doctor. I can go somewhere else and start all over. I actually did make an appointment at a new place. This is a riot, man. Like, I wish I could just go to my regular doctor and get prescribed. And I could if it was just for pain. So maybe it is just for pain. At this point, hey, why not? Like, I don't know, but since I have the history of addiction, I can't do that. Yeah, yay. But that's where it all started. It's just, it's crazy. And I understand. I understand why they are so intense about it is because they see so much junk and so many games and so much failure. They just grab onto any little flag that pops up and they're like, hey, I'm taking this and we're really gonna dissect this and focus on this. And I'm just like, hey, I just missed an appointment because I had to work. I'm good. Like, I'm not non-compliant and need my whole treatment plan redone. I've had clean UAs. I've been to every single appointment. Anyway, it's better than the methadone clinic, right? You know what? I'm not even sure if it was better because at least I knew that I could go to the methadone clinic at 5 a.m. and stand in line and get my medicine and be out of there before 9. I know, that's a lot. I always set aside 3 hours every day for that place. But at least I knew. And I'm not going to go back on methadone. They also give Suboxone. I need something that is like, I'd be willing to set aside 3 hours a day if I knew it was on schedule so that I can do my job around it. Like, my job comes first right now. It just does. Um, and this is going to have to work around it. Okay, honestly, all I really wanted to say is, hey, if you're thinking about switching to Suboxone, it's an amazing thing. It's a great idea. It really is. I feel awesome. I feel awesome. And on top of that, I've been uh, doing all kinds of other things to help myself feel good. Like I've been juicing and doing yoga, and yeah, it's all coming together. And that seems to be how it works. Like when you do one major thing, bam, all these other things happen a lot easier. So good luck, man. I mean, recovery is a lifelong process. Recovery is life. Our life is just constantly recovering. All right. I hope this helps.